Well, the English monarchy may be celebrating the Queen's Diamond Jubilee, but right here in Maryland, Americans are commemorating the 200th anniversary of a notorious British invasion. It's hard to believe that these serene waters on the Patuxent River were once the site of a ferocious battle to save our nation's capital. But nearly 2 centuries ago, Joshua Barney and his fleet tried unsuccessfully to stave off the British. It was the beginning of the War of 1812, and from there, the Brits headed north toward Baltimore.
This defense of Baltimore, the defense of the United States of America, that really happened here behind us in these waters and these hills, was a very diverse and integrated defense. 60% of the defenders of Baltimore were immigrants. 1 out of 5 of the defenders of Baltimore were black citizens of this country, 2/3 of whom were free, but 1/3 of whom were slaves.
Today and every day, our United States Navy, Marine Corps, and Coast Guard ensure free passage on the sea, not just for the citizens of the United States, but for all the nations who travel in the oceans. It is a mission that is as important today as it was in 1812. That mission is to deter aggression, and if deterrence fails, to win our nation's wars. That guidance was just as relevant 200 years ago when Major George Armistead, General John Stricker, Captain Joshua Barney were tasked with engaging a numerically superior British force just a few short miles from here off of Fort McHenry.
Today, Maryland kicked off the 200th anniversary of the War of 1812 with a preview of an upcoming week-long series of events. A majestic flotilla of 40 tall ships and naval vessels from a dozen countries will sail into Baltimore next Wednesday, June 13th, to kick off a week-long celebration. And 18 of those tall ships will anchor right here at the Inner Harbor.
The celebration, the tall ships will come sailing in from around the world in the Grey Hall's military ships from our former enemies, the British and the Canadians, but friends now. And then on the 16th and 17th, the Blue Angel show right over Fort McHenry, planes streaking over the historic Star Fort. On the 18th will be a declaration of peace, marking also the bicentennial, the commemoration of the start of the War of 1812. And then don't forget the 19th when all the tall ships leave in grand procession right by Fort McHenry as well. So it's a whole week long of activities, things in the Inner Harbor, at the Maryland Historical Society, at Fort McHenry, around the entire state of Maryland. But Baltimore is the place to be this June.
And Baltimore will mark the 4th stop of the 6-port city tour of ships along the eastern seaboard, commemorating the bicentennial of the War of 1812.